Well. Guess who's back? It's us. We're back. Oh, we didn't talk about Game 7. It happened. We don't talk about it.
Yep, that's in the past now.
Yeah, all that matters is that the Nuggets are NBA champions, baby.
That's right.
Yep. Makes it pretty easy to forget about the other team's failure when the other team goes on another championship run.
Yeah, maybe for most people. For me,
Yeah, it was definitely, I don't know. It
I
was it
still am
was
sad
for a
about
little
the
bit.
Avs, man.
Once it got to the Lakers, then I was into it.
Yeah, yeah. But
But
I think once the Nuggets were playing the Lakers, that was like right after the Avs lost. So it just
yeah, it was pretty soon after. So
yeah,
yeah. It was kind of the parallels between the two teams' runs is kind of funny.
yeah.
Each team clinched all their series in white jerseys.
Hmm.
Um, they both won the second
16-4.
round. Yeah, 16-4. They both won the second round against a rival in six,
Hmm.
an overrated rival.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, they both swept the Western Conference Final, and then they both beat a team from Florida in the
That's right.
final. Yeah. So there you go. And obviously, they were both the first seed in the West, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Um,
not in the NBA. Yeah.
yeah, and then also
Mhm.
Vegas won, but
Mhm. Yeah. Vegas. You know what their PDO was in the playoffs? You want to
high.
take a
It was
guess?
ridiculous.
You want to take a
I don't
guess?
remember. I looked at it a long time ago. Like I like that. Like I think I looked at it after the Nuggets parade. Um, like 1.2 or something.
106.5. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. That is, by the way, so PDO is shooting percentage plus save percentage at 5v5.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas's in the playoffs was 106.5. Average PDO is 100.
Yeah,
Now,
someone
better
put
teams generally have, a couple points over 100, like 102. But that's just natural, right? The more talented teams are going to
right, and
have a little higher
I
PDO.
remember someone posted that.
But 106.5 is like,
Right, it's pretty nuts. Let me see team reports.
so like they got pretty lucky along the way. A lot of things went their way.
No shit, man.
Um,
Oh, yeah, I'm just looking for reference. The Avs PDO last year was 1 point. Oh wait, no, that's the Oilers. 0.997. Now that was
yeah,
brought down a lot by the goaltending. They did shoot 9.15, which is pretty high, but like obviously
still,
the goaltending's pretty low too. That puts them at about that was like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the seventh lowest team. So Penguins, Panthers,
yeah. So like
Hurricanes,
middle
Leafs,
middle of the road,
Stars.
little below. Just what you
Yeah.
expect for like just being barely under 100. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
They also weren't over the cap, at least not
no,
considerably.
no, and I mean that's all right and whatever. But I was curious. I went through Vegas's all the fancy numbers. They some of them they couldn't even break even, and they went 16-6 and
Yeah,
looked pretty
they really
good.
just it was like the opposite of what their problems were in the past few playoffs, where they
Yep,
just couldn't score. They were just making up for lost
everything was
time, I
going
guess.
in.
It
Yep,
was everything.
yep.
Aiden
They
Hill caught every bounce he could.
oh yeah.
Game one, they could have been blown out of the water in game one.
Hmm. Or they made a mistake and they signed Aiden Hill to 2x5 today, almost 5, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I know a lot of people are going to be upset about it, and I don't think it's a good deal. 6 million is like, or 5 million is way too much for him, probably. But it's only 2 years. At least they didn't do it with what the Blues did with Jordan
yeah,
Binnington.
I
Like
just feel like you have Logan Thompson, man. Like
they have so many goalies. Who
yeah,
knows what they're going to do?
like Logan Thompson's better. So
Right,
um,
Logan Thompson's better for sure. And then Probably not Laurent Brossoit. I mean, you could probably make an argument that Laurent Brossoit might be better still. Like, depends on how.
I'm not here for that one, but like, yeah, you could. So
depends on how he continues after this stretch. Anyways,
so yeah.
Other NHL news: the awards were today. Avs didn't win any of them. They were only up for one, so it doesn't really matter. And everybody knew Erik Karlsson was going to win that.
I mean, 3 straight years, Kel McCarr nominated for Norris.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's pretty good, if you ask me. And then he did make the second team All-Star, which is a little.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't really matter, but it's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You excited to figure out who the writer is who put McDavid 5th?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A
Boston guy for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
It's gotta be, dude. Imagine
because he put Pasternak and Ullmark 1 and 2.
I feel like he's either got to be a Calgary guy or a Boston guy.
I think it's got to be Boston.
Probably a Boston.
Only Boston guys do this. Remember, in 2018, the McKinnon second place Hart year, the Boston guy left McKinnon off his ballot. He's the only one.
I remember that.
I bet you it's the same guy.
Yeah, probably.
I'll have to find out. Yeah.
I don't. God. I can't believe McKinnon came 5th in the Hart. I thought he was going to be like right there.
Where did Mikko go?
They went 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
So they probably stole votes from each other a little bit. But
yeah. I mean,
I wonder what the highest like combined finish for 2 teammates.
I mean, McDavid and Draisaitl went 1 and 2 not too long ago, right?
I think. Did they go 1 and 2? I know there was the year Draisaitl won, and I think they probably went 1 and 4.
Yeah,
because it was him, Mac, and
I'm pretty sure there was a year not too long ago when him and Draisaitl went 1 and
2. I think you might be right. Did you? So how much of the award show did you watch?
Oh, 0. None.
Okay, well that's good because it sucked. I watched it because I had nothing better to do at work. It was bad. Like what they did last year was perfect. It's the nice tight, like I don't remember if it was 30 or an hour, little tight, awards, show some stuff, cool. Kenan Thompson ripped some jokes, roast the Leafs a little bit, perfect. But then they made it awkward. They had Dirks Bentley, who, bless his soul, was doing the best he could. They had his kid interviewing the Hart nominees, and it was awkward as shit. He interviewed Connor McDavid, and Connor McDavid acted like he never had a conversation in his life, which is what
does not surprise me.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because then his acceptance speeches were actually like kind of all right. Like he made a little joke about Flames fans in his first one. Although like Biz kind of fed him the one for the Hart. Shouting out his hot tub. But yeah, I mean I don't think there was a single surprise of all of them. Like
that's all right. Yeah. I wanted Sorokin to win.
Same.
Vezina really bad.
Yeah.
I don't think Ullmark could win that award in that scenario, just because like Sorokin carried his team to the playoffs, and Ullmark was just on an amazing team.
Defensive team. Well, an incredible defensive team. Like his backup goalie also put up in pretty incredible statistics. He didn't even he wasn't even that important to his team. He didn't even start 50 games.
No.
Like it's like I think other people have said this before, but what sealed it was his goalie goal. Like once he got that, it was like
it was over.
Yeah, it was done. But I mean, if we're gonna
the best goalie, it's Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, and I'll be shocked if Ilya Sorokin doesn't win a Vezina in his career.
I mean, he's kind of on the older side already. I don't know.
Yeah, but I still think
he's getting there.
He's got it in the bag.
Ilya Sorokin, I think he might be 28 already.
He is. Yeah, he's
27.
He's gonna be 28 this next year. I still think he wins one. He's got a few more years left.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not really any award that I was like, I was shocked about. I mean, it was. I wish they'd done the Norris earlier, so I didn't feel the need to watch until they did it. But whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's. Was there any other NHL like news? Right, the Taylor Hall trade.
Trades, yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Hall. Whatever's going on with St. Louis and Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think that's going to happen.
It's getting it I thought it might happen today if it was going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. Philadelphia is interesting. There's so many teams the Avs can trade for, or the Avs can trade with, now that they got their second line center. I think
for literally nothing.
For nothing,
dude.
We'll get to that, and
yeah, we'll talk about that soon.
So, oh man, I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of teams. I have a few teams that, I have listed down here that you can trade with. There's like 5 easy ones that I can name off the top of my head. Edmonton, like New Jersey to get Sharon Govich, Buffalo, because Buffalo might want Devon Taves. We'll get to this in a few too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can trade with Philadelphia,
Carolina,
Florida. I mean, there's so many teams looking for stuff that you have. Chicago, give Curtis McDermott to Minnesota.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm like, everybody's like, who would take Curtis McDermott? And I'm like, dude, if you offer up Curtis McDermott, Minnesota would be like, give me that.
Bill Guerin couldn't refuse it.
Dude, yeah. He might give you a third for that guy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I would take any pick. Hell, hey, if they traded Curtis McDermott and a 7th for future considerations, that's dub.
I mean, they don't even they don't even have to trade a pick to Minnesota to get Curtis.
No, they probably won't have to trade one to Minnesota, but that's like the team that I'm thinking of that where they probably won't have to trade a pick there.
Yeah.
So just get him for something. Yeah. So.
Dude, trade him to Philadelphia. Put him and Nick Deslauriers on the same team. Oh.
They need to trade him to Nick Deslauriers's division so we can get more of those fights, because those are the only good. I mean, they were staged, but they were still competitive fights.
Yeah, they were good fights. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It sucks because last year, Curtis McDermott, had his fun, and then this year he got his ass beat by Milan Lucic, and just kind of.
It was the end of Curtis McDermott, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
The legend, but.
Dude,
I mean, yeah.
Give me 1 second. I need to go tell my dog stop taking the trash.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna get into some trades here the rest of the way, that have happened around the league. The Ryan Johansen trade, obviously, for the Avs, and then some made up make believe trades.
So
that
what
the Avs could make to finish off their off season.
So there's obviously the Hall trade.
Yeah.
What else happened? Oh, they traded Arizona made a trade.
Sean Durzi,
that's it. I was thinking Sean Walker, but that's not who that is.
He's on Philadelphia.
Right. Yeah, I mean, good for Arizona, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you have they finally $2 trillion second round picks, and they trade one for Durzi. So
for a young defenseman with promising.
Yeah, numbers. I mean, when he had to play second pairing minutes last year, didn't go very well. And those minutes now, granted, those minutes were with random defensemen. It wasn't a super stable situation there most of the year until they got Gavrikov, and then they put Roy with Gavrikov, Durzi with whoever else was on their third pair, I forget. But so he really didn't have a guy to play with. They would just kind of run 2 third pairings almost, and then a first pairing, if that makes sense. And so he kind of struggled without a solid partner the whole year, and then LA was kind of down on him. I think this is really good for Arizona. So
yeah, they finally started using some assets for something.
Yeah. Instead of just having all the stuff, they just
Right.
That's exactly what they need to be doing, though.
Yep. You got to hawk those guys at a. It wouldn't be a bad idea if they traded for Mike Riley either.
Well, I mean, he's old.
He's older, yeah. How old is Mike Riley?
Like 28, 29, 30, somewhere in there. Maybe even older.
He is. He is 29. Okay, yeah, he's a little. He's older than I thought he was. Damn.
Mm-hmm. And like Sharon Govich is another guy that they should probably be after.
Yeah.
So
bring Taylor Hall back.
That'd be fun.
I
bet you
Taylor Hall.
I'd bet you all my money that he's on that Arizona is on there.
Oh, for sure.
Is on his no trade list. So
yeah, I'd probably guess Arizona, Edmonton,
Calgary,
yeah.
All those places.
I don't think New Jersey's on there probably anymore. Maybe Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo might not be. I don't know. Buffalo was such a weird. He was barely in Buffalo.
He's played for every team, so.
Yeah, this is his sixth team. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, except the Avs. But
we can talk about that.
Yeah, I mean
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so it's just a guy to play with Bedard. Obviously, it's a good guy to play with Bedard. I mean,
if they keep him,
for him. Yeah, if they keep him,
I think they might. I think
I'm 50-50.
They're definitely shopping him around, but they're not like hard selling him.
Yeah,
probably
for the right.
Unless he really wants out, like unless he's like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't on his no trade list, so I don't know if that. So.
Right.
But yeah. So let's get into this Johansen trade.
Yes.
Avs got their 2C.
Yes.
For Alex Galchenyuk.
Not even really Alex Galchenyuk.
50% retention. Yeah, because Galchenyuk's a UFA. So.
Yeah, well, and he said he's not going to sign in Nashville.
Yeah. So the Avs should just re-sign him, or the Ducks for.
Yeah, it's going to be the Avs or the Ducks. It's
I'd like to see him go to the Ducks and get an NHL job, and
I think cool. I like what the Avs have done with Galchenyuk, but I think he'll be better suited in Anaheim, and also I'd like to give if they're gonna re-sign a guy, I'd like to see them re-sign Mikhail Malta, but I don't think they're going to.
He had a pretty major injury. So
yeah, and even when he didn't, they just were really just not interested in playing.
I thought he was good. I
liked him too. They just really did. There was just something about him they didn't like. It was kind of like Martin Kaut. Like
there were some engagement issues. He was better than Martin Kaut. There were just some engagement issues, and so. Which
we could talk about that. It's a little bit of a different thing when it comes to Ryan Johansen. He's not like he doesn't have like an attitude or a disengagement.
No, it's just. Some guys are a little floaty.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon gets floaty.
Yeah, he's not going to be
defense
but
when it comes to playoff time, like that guy's going to be fine. Like he's not going to float in the playoffs. Nobody floats in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, and it's something where you look at he hasn't had the greatest tenure in Nashville, but also that's cuz he's been playing in Nashville.
Yeah, and they've been trying to make him a 1C when he's clearly not, and he's clearly a second line center. So
right, and how many forwards can you name who've had really successful years in Nashville?
The 21-22 season,
right? Like outside of that year, it's just nothing.
Tommy Novak.
Tommy Novak. I wonder what that guy's going to be like next year. He's not going to be good, is he?
He's going to be brutal. He's going to get sent down. And that's the last we're going to hear of him.
But you look at a guy like Victor Arvidsson. Now he had 2 60-point seasons in Nashville, goes 48, 28, 25. Then he goes to LA and he puts up 2 50-point seasons back to back.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up Kevin Fiala right now, but I'm assuming his is pretty similar.
Yep.
And
he got to Minnesota, he popped off, and
yeah, exactly. Never hit 50 points once, and then every year outside of the COVID year, he hits 50 points.
Yeah.
LA and Minnesota.
Yep.
He's an all-star.
Yep.
LA, like,
mm-hmm.
It's partially just, I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's just because of the way they run their offense. They have such a defense stacked team that they just.
I mean, John Hines will be out of there, so
right.
Andrew Burnett will be in. I wonder if that goes a little bit better for him.
We'll see how that goes. That one will be interesting for sure.
Yeah. So, so the Avs still have
everything that they had before.
They still have,
except for Alex Galchenyuk, potentially.
Yeah, they still have one center spot to fill, ideally. So your 4C. Maybe not even if you just do Ben Myers.
Right.
From your 4C.
Yeah. That's where I'm interested to see what they do at the bottom 6, because I don't know. We could talk about this in a second. You keep going.
New Hook, we're expecting 2x2,
something like that.
2x2.5 max.
Yeah.
You can, and then obviously LOC is down there somewhere. So you've got your entire left side except for Arturi Lehkonen to fill. So they've got some work to do. There's some guys out there that you can fill that spot with.
One of those guys being Taylor Hall.
It's true. How many more years does he have on that?
I will look.
Because if it's more than like 2, then I think I'm good.
Well, is there you could technically get him with some retention. Let me see. Oh, yeah, the other league-wide thing that's really worth any note is Jordan Staal got extended for ridiculously cheap by Carolina.
Ridiculously cheap? I feel like that's about right.
I feel like for Carolina, I'm not surprised by that, but he definitely would have gotten an irresponsible amount on the open market, 4 or 5.
He's old.
Yeah, but he's big, wins faceoffs, plays defense. Teams love that. Okay, so Taylor Hall. He's got 2 years left on this deal.
Oh, then maybe I would be interested. And so it's all $6 million. Chicago has all $6 million of that, right?
They do.
So if they retained half of that, and the Avs traded their first.
Year,
I'm down. Sounds good to me.
If you could, maybe what you could do, I don't know. I like the idea of
the first.
Yeah, well, what you could possibly do, split a first with a bad team, get 2 seconds out of it. Maybe just give it to Arizona, get 2 seconds out of there, one higher and one lower. Yeah, give the higher second to Chicago for Taylor Hall, and either
keep the lower one to New Jersey for Sharon Govich.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then your left side would be Lehkonen, Hall, Sharon Govich, which is really good.
That's good.
Yes. And then obviously you still have to fill your right third line wing, and your fourth line is still missing a center and left wing.
That left wing.
But those guys you can find. Lars Eller. Just give Lars Eller $1.5 million to play 4C for you for 1 year.
Yeah. Then you give Dennis Malgin,
I think I'm good. I want a PK guy.
You're off Dennis Malgin train?
I think I'm good.
Am I alone on the Dennis Malgin train now?
I think I'm good, man. I want a PK. I want a PK guy down there because I don't want Hall, Sharon Govich killing penalties. maybe Sharon Govich. He did it for the Devils, but
yeah. I mean,
but like,
right.
I don't know. So I would want a PK guy, I think.
Right, dog.
You could give Erod. You could try to get Erod back. I don't know if they're. I don't think they're going to be able to. I've been kind of,
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. I think he's going to want
Unless they
3
can
years
like
at $4.5 million and
hit him in the
right
sweet
there.
spot. Be like, hey, you liked it here.
Right. If they
Come
can
back.
get him at 3 by 3.5, like yes. But I feel like if they could have done that, it would have been done yesterday. So.
Yeah, I just haven't heard a lot about the ads, which isn't particularly a new thing.
Yeah. And like that Johansen deal is just like out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, right.
You load your Twitter feed and it's like the Avs made a trade. It's
yeah,
like,
I was at breakfast and I was like,
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly.
So
okay, so second round picks.
So I would do that.
Maybe
that sounds good to me. You turn a first into Hall and Sharon Govich, like yeah, that's great. So
probably get that one.
And then are you trading any of these defensemen that you have?
I don't think so at this point.
Yeah, he's just gonna ride it out with Taves because that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think it's like, I don't know.
The more and more people are trading Devon Taves, the more it's growing on me. But he's just so good that like I'm okay with losing him if they can't pay him. Like 1 year of him is just worth it. He's too good.
Yeah.
So he's going to be better than anything they'd get for him, unless it's like a lot of stuff. Like unless it's like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Philip Broberg, and Dylan Holloway for like for Taves in like a first or something. Like
yeah, exactly.
Then or the deal, the Buffalo deal, those young guys. Paterka, Quinn, Middlestat, those guys. Unless it's for something like that, then I think I'm okay. Unless it's for guys who can help the Avs in a meaningful high-end way for the next 5-6 years plus, I think I'm okay on Taves. So, well, I'd rather keep him and then just deal with it. So,
yeah.
But I'm open to trading him. Like it's growing. The idea is growing on me. Like there's some guys. So.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it just depends on the guy.
Yeah. And then I think we're both expecting the Bleau extension to come in at 3-ish years, 4-ish years.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere in there at between $4 and $5 million around there.
I think it might be actually closer to 3, but
I think if they go 4 years, it jumps up to 4 to 4.5. I think if they go 3 years, it's 3 to 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Bo could just let him shave $500K. That'd be so nice. But
be a pal.
Just be yeah. But yeah, I think I like that idea. I like some of this stuff. There's just so much they can do. But like the most important thing is they got Johansen for free, and that means that they can add another top 6 wing.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they want, and then they don't really have to touch the defense in order.
Yeah, they probably should. I think get another.
I do too for a year or two. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe even just 1 year, honestly, because Johansen's for 2. I would just do it for 1 year. Find a guy. Hall for 2 years wouldn't be too bad. Sharon Govich wouldn't be too bad. Just find some of these high upside guys for pace
Exactly.
and just finesse this offseason. That'd be cool. So there's a lot of things they can do. They've got enough money. They've got about 16 million bucks right now. I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic.
How much would you give Sharon Govich on a contract? Because he's an RFA.
So I have him at the same contract as New Hook. I would just give him the same exact contract because Sharon Govich is a wing. That makes him a little less valuable, but his production has been slightly better than New Hook.
Right.
So that makes me think just the same. 2 by whatever it is. 2.5, whatever it looks comes in at. I just give him the same thing.
All right, give me.
Are you building a cap friendly?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's build this out right now. Here's
I'm not buying him.
our ideal off season here. So
all right. So
top line, Lehkonen, McKinnon, Rantanen.
Yeah.
We good with that. Second line, probably I would skip Hall. I'm not a huge Hall guy.
I put Hall in it, but yeah, like just because that's like an actual guy. Like
I'll do Sharon Govich, Johansen, and Nichushkin. And then for my third line, you can do the Druin thing for $1 million.
Yeah, like the.
And then your fourth line, I would just get a penalty killer, man. Like I would honestly just run back Matt Nieto. Like that's totally
what I
fine.
was thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
For a year, no more than a year. And then the only spot you're really missing is your third line right wing. So, and we can discuss that in a second. Then you got Taves Makar, and then you can do Gerard, Byram, and then whoever you want for that sixth defenseman. I mean, like Jack Johnson would be
you could
fine.
you could bring Jack Johnson back.
And Manson, obviously, on the right side there.
So who do you think? That's your.
You could do OEL Manson, something like that.
Yeah,
if you
want
to
do that.
Go get OEL. And then, but honestly, like I would just do Jack Johnson.
Okay, so first line, Lehkonen, Mac, Miko. Second line, Hall, Johansson, Jantushkin. I just
I did Sharon Govich. I feel like save that second round pick and go get another guy. I think the thing about this is if you trade a defenseman, like say you trade Devon Taves for like a big package, right?
Yep.
You sign another defenseman probably for sure, right?
Yeah.
And who would that be? Like Susie or something?
Something like that, probably, yeah.
Which is a big downgrade. But like Susie, Scott Mayfield, one of those two. Those are the two like top number 4-ish guys.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what just a random run it back. I don't. They won't. But what would you think if they just ran it back with Derek Brassard as like a fourth line player? Not a fan. I just ever since he left Colorado, he's been. I mean, he was more than fine.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I like Lars Eller. I like Matt Nieto. And then you can give Dennis Mulligan a contract too. Make him your 13th forward. Have Olofsson be your 14th forward. Something like that. And then you still need to deal with that third line right wing, which like if you have enough money, you can just give it to Erod. That'd be fine. I just don't know if you will, but that looks good to me. Then you get Erod. I think you will have enough money for that, actually.
Calvin
I'll put
DeHaan.
this. I'll put this in. Yeah, Calvin DeHaan was a guy on my radar who I really like. He's
Yeah.
always injured, so that sucks. But
Hey, fits the mold, man.
yeah, it's goes with the theme. So
Yeah, and I mean, like a guy you could take a fly. You could take a flyer on Matt Dumba or Oliver Ekman-Larsson if you want. If you want like a
yeah.
higher upside guy, but yeah, no, maybe more defense.
Yeah.
Your ideal sixth defenseman, who would it be in
mean,
this class?
It's just a guy who makes less than $1 million.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and then you go fix that at trade deadline.
Right. Yeah, that's when you like, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to have a high end sixth guy. It's just got to be a guy that you know works. That's why I'm like Jack Johnson. I'm sure Calvin DeHaan would work. One of those two. So yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah. So I'm gonna put mine. I'm gonna put mine in here. So I've got. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, I like this. And then Jack Johnson can be your six, whatever. And then go to Chicago and you give Chicago. So what are their two lowest second round picks? It'd be the Rangers and Tampa Bay, right? Just grab those two.
Yeah, I did it with Arizona, so I'll show you what I did really quick.
That's fine. I'm doing mine a little differently because I'm not getting Hall.
Right.
Because I'm just not a Hall guy. I think you can definitely just get Chicago's.
So this is what I did.
Ones.
I traded my first to Arizona for their second this year and Florida second next year. I gave New Jersey Florida second for Sharagovich. I gave Minnesota McDermott for a sixth.
Perfect.
And then I gave the retention is probably a bit high for that price, but I gave Chicago a second round pick for Hall at 50% retained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably have to add in something else.
Yeah, probably.
The 2025 third or something.
You can maybe get him to retain half just because it's like, hey, you got him for free. Like,
sure.
I don't know how that would work, you know?
Yeah, they're just getting paid.
They did get a player. They got a whole ass player for free. So, like.
So, yeah, true.
You never know with these guys.
We also got a whole ass player for free, too. Like, that happened.
Who?
We got Johansen for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I just, basic. And then I signed Nieto, Drouin to $1 million each, JJ on 90,000.
Yeah, that works. 90,000, yeah.
900,000. Dude, I low-key think Jack Johnson would take 90,000 to just come play with the Avs again.
Come play the I do too, yeah.
He shouldn't, but
no.
So this is like if I were to set it up, what I would do actually is I would do not this. Hold on. I would move Hall there. I'd put Nuke there.
Mm-hmm.
And then move these two back. So then we got Lecky, McKinnon, Hall. I guess Hall's more of a whatever. Doesn't really matter. Then Nuke, Johansson, Mikko, Sharangovich, Newhook, and Duran. And Nieto, Myers, and O'Connor. And then you have Olsen and Malkin as your extras. And then you got I put Byram and Kale, Devon and Josh, and then I might swap. I don't know. It gets a little scary, but that's all right.
I mean, yeah, let's see. I want to see how mine comes. I guess I'm just choosing Erod over Hall.
I don't have any real problem with that. I mean, like we saw,
Erod just worked so well, and he's
he works
for 10 points less than what Taylor Hall would have.
Yeah, well, it just works for probably considerably cheaper,
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting Hall for $3 million, then no. But
right, if you factor in assets used as well, then
yeah, very true. Yeah, so I do. Yeah, the Sharangovich thing is great, and then I'll I'll just get Matt Nieto for $1 million.
Yeah, I definitely think there's like some retread guys that'll work. Like, I don't think the Avs just shouldn't re-sign Cogliano or Helm. Or Helm, they should retire. To be completely honest, given what
I wouldn't mind Cogliano for another year at less than 950K.
I wouldn't really, but I also think he should retire because he broke his fucking neck.
I mean, that's
old
like
as shit.
6 to 8 weeks injury. It wasn't like that.
Yeah, bad. But dude, you never know with a broken neck, man. That shit can be like.
It's very true.
I mean, like the Colts literally just got rid of Peyton Manning because they were very like. True. Granted, they also had the chance to get Andrew Luck, but you know.
Right. Okay, so I just did everything except Erod, and I have $4,387,500 to spend on Evan Rodriguez. So this is gonna work. I just have to sign him really quick. Rodriguez.
I'm gonna publish this. We'll see what the people say. I did one for the DNVR one. I want to see how that goes.
3 years at $4 million. Sign you. Looks good. This looks good to me. I've got $287,000 of cap space. But yeah, I keep Taves and all that. So.
DNVR roast me gently.
DNVR
Ryan Mama called. She wants you to redo your armchair GM. That's pretty funny. What if we got Willie?
What if we got William Nylander? Maybe.
DNVR Demelanche. Where's mine? Duckburg. He doesn't even trade with the Ducks.
So
that's just so funny. You called it Duckburg. He doesn't even no major moves. Just does nothing.
No major moves. Wow. Okay. Well, what is it? Let me see.
Yeah,
I was finishing mine up. No major moves.
Just re-signed everybody except you, Scott. Okay, you signed Zach Aston, Scott Mayfield, and Max Pacioretty. It's not awful.
I would be very sad. That was what we did.
John McFoodie is your third line.
Oh
God! Don't do this, Habs.
What? It says I'm not logged in, even though I did log in.
I mean, look, if they imagine they signed Scott Mayfield and just make this just defensive monster. Like you thought their defense was
I would
good.
do Susie over Mayfield just for the handedness.
Yeah, either way, dude, the defense could be just a fucking animal. Where's mine?
You could do Mayfield too, and then you could go. You could do Mayfield too, and then you could go Taves McCarr. You could go Byram Mayfield, Gerard Manson. Oh my God.
So good.
Yeah, that would be filled.
Oh, here's mine. Yeah, I only traded. So pretty much what I did, I signed all these people. I signed Connor Sheary, Calvin DeHaan, Matt Nieto. And then I traded Olausson in a first to Vegas for Riley Smith with retention.
Okay. Can they not afford him anymore?
Vegas? I mean, can they can technically afford whatever they want.
Oh, that's true.
Because they cheat. Kind of.
You don't need to look at my draft picks here. Let me just send you my team.
Yeah, so basically it's just like, I know for years, like last year, there was some talk about them trading Riley Smith for Cap.
Yeah, and now that they got their Misfit Cup, yeah, that would make some sense. I like that.
Yeah,
I think Riley Smith is good.
There was someone who I wanted to see what the comments were. That's why I did it.
So do you want to compare this here? So I'm going to send you.
Yeah, it's basically this guy saying Vegas can't afford to retain, nor would they on this deal. And this person said, I mean, we could, but it just doesn't make sense to trade their top competition in the West. This compensation is good, too. It just doesn't, doesn't make sense. Which I'm like, that's the whole point of this fucking tool.
Right. Okay, so do you want to show the one that I made like a month ago?
Yes, let me see.
I just texted him on you.
Okay.
It was I had trouble gauging the prices, but I feel like it could have been easily done.
Last year for the deadline, I did my DNVR one,
Yeah.
And I did it, and I just traded for I just got every Pioneer that's in the NHL. And there were a bunch of people being like, there were the Ducks, like, someone was like, the Ducks would never trade Troy Terry. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then did you get Ian Mitchell?
I did get Ian Mitchell.
Yeah.
I got...
Who sucks?
God, there was someone roast my roster. So they mentioned this one on the podcast. Oh, this is the one that wait, what the fuck is this? 2 firsts. Good Lord, Michael. I sometimes I'd love to go through one of these, but I think I can actually look at, because I made it on this account. So let me see. I think I have one armchair GM. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, this is what I did. So while I'm emailing, because I have to email this to myself.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
So you can talk about whatever I did here.
Okay, so I can barely see it, but we've got Paul Stastny for Shane Bowers and a 2025 third-round pick. Oh yeah, Danton Heinen, Jason Zucker for Ambrosio, JT Coffer, Rainbow Santa first-round pick, Troy Terry for Newhook, Olausen, Zhigalov, and a first. Scott Mayfield for Sam Girard. Trevor Moore and a third for Erod. And then Henrik Borgstrom for Mikhail Motsev. I didn't even know Henrik Borgstrom was on Washington last year.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good one.
And then I did Ian Mitchell for a third, which it's a bit much.
Ian Mitchell and a seventh for future considerations, I think it would have to be.
And then I traded whatever the hell Dakota Mermis is.
Oh yeah, that's something. That's a player.
He's apparently he's been an AHL captain for a fucking minute.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think he got traded to Dallas actually this year or something. I don't know.
Will Butcher and Bobby Brink. Yeah, that checks out. That's good. I like those trades.
I mean, forward core,
kind of
gross.
Yeah,
that is nasty forward core.
Yeah.
The only problem is that you have Darren Helm as your third line center.
You could just put the best player in the NHL as your third line center. No, he's your 4C. He's your 4C.
Yeah, exactly.
Helm's your 4C. You have 5 lines. You have 5 lines there.
I do have 5 lines. I'm cap compliant too, by the way. Got $4
by a lot.
Cap space.
Oh yeah, you're not only are you cap compliant, you have $4 million. Yeah.
I got 5 lines, 8 defensemen. Granted, I Andreas Englund on my NHL roster still.
Oh, you could just put EJ up there, because this was when we didn't know if EJ was like healthy and stuff.
Oh right. Yeah, put EJ there. Pens swiftly declined. They're making the playoffs. Anaheim says no easily. Colorado adds in a more for Rodriguez swap. Not the other way. Either way, Kings have no interest in whatever fucking asshole. Terry still isn't available. Canes aren't moving Stastny in, or they ask him to wait. And then someone with some sense finally came in. It was like, yeah, he replied to all of these and says this is a gimmick post where the OP getting guys who played at University of Denver. I actually think the Op did a decent job on evaluation considering it's not serious. Made my day when that guy said that.
Yeah.
And then this person still says, yeah, he's been a big part of this team. We should resign him, and I think he's untouchable. Yeah, you like my profile picture on here?
Oh, yeah. Miko.
All right. Let me pull this up really quick. Let me pull your crap.
So I did one like a month ago, right after the Avs lost, because I was sad and I needed to build next year's team.
Okay, which one is that? Is that this one?
It's the most recent one that I sent you. It's the PLD one. I did PLD in that one.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Jonathan Duran, Nathan McKinnon, and Mikko Rantanen.
Does it show? It doesn't show.
Oh, right. I'm not showing it. That's right. Whoops.
Poorly shot.
Yeah, poorly shot.
Okay.
I mean, this is actually a poorly shot pod as opposed to.
So I had Drouin, McKinnon, Rantanen, Lehkonen, Dubois, and Chushkin. I would switch that. I would switch that up. I would do Lehkonen, McKinnon, Rantanen, Sharangovich, Dubois, Chushkin, and Drouin, Newhook, Erod. And then Malgin, Myers, O'Connor, whatever. And
You're
then
ahead of the curve on Sharangovich.
yes. And then I did Taves McCarr, Byron Manson. And then so in my trade, I traded Sam Girard. This is the other one.
Future considerations.
Wait, no. Go back. This isn't the right one. This isn't the right one.
Oh, I got it. Wait, where is it? Oh, did I send it to me twice?
No, there it is. The wrong one. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, yeah, I did PLD for Sam Girard, Billy Hanel, and a first, which I thought was like I should probably add something a little more. And this is where I would probably give them the 2024 first is what I would do instead of the 2023. And then I would trade the 2023 to Chicago for 2 seconds. And then I would give a second for Sharangovich. And then I'd give another second in that deal to Winnipeg. And then I would forget the third in Sampo Ranta. That's just a bunch of junk.
Yeah, that was when God.
Yeah, that was before Sampo Ranta left. So and then I did Dubois on a 6x8. I do just do 8x8 now that we hear the news, and then all those deals are pretty good.
Yeah, the Avs are in on him.
Yeah, Erod's a little cheap, but then you can just get his 500 extra K from Newhook. Just take 250K off Newhook,
or from Galchenyuk,
and then take 250K off of Drouin as well, and then Galchenyuk as well. Yeah. So there's some money there, and then obviously you saw what the final team looked like. It wasn't too bad.
And then this is your more recent one.
This is the one I just did just now. It was Curtis McDermott in a 7th for future consideration, because I truly believe deep down nobody wants him. So,
dude, I'm telling you, Minnesota does. They want that man.
If there's any team, it's them. And then I got the higher one and the middle one from Chicago, the second round picks. And then I gave the higher one to the Devils for Sharangovich. And then those are my signings down there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with Eller. I wouldn't mind him being re-signed, but
I just love Lars. I just thought he was so good.
He was good. He just, at what was his third line in the playoffs? It was something not great.
Yeah. And then that's the team. It's, Lehkonen, McKinnon, Rantanen, Sharangovich, Johansen, Chushkin. Drouin, Newhook, Erod. And then the fourth line, and then Taves McCarr, Byram, Girard, JJ Manson. Just the same defense, just run it back.
Yeah.
Not a ton. Didn't do a ton, but it's
definitely
minimalist approach.
This is a realistic, like, if I were to put more money on, are the Avs going to do this or what I did, I would definitely lean more towards.
But the thing about it is, like, I want them to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I would like to see them do a little bit more for a top 6 winger than Sharangovich. Now, I think Sharangovich could be a top 6 winger.
Burakovsky 2.0. I really do. I don't think he's quite as talented of a shooter, but I think
they just should have signed better. Yeah, Andre Burakovsky. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been nice, right? So, but yeah, so he had 20 goals 2 years ago, and then last year, literally same thing that happened to Burakovsky in Washington. He just
got bumped down.
He just got bumped down by all these guys. Like, they signed Eric Halla, and Sharangovich isn't a guy you're playing on your fourth line, right? That's just not who he is.
He's a good shooter. And he also shot, 14%, and then he bumps down to 9.
Bumps down. So for me, this is just Andre Burakovsky.
Sometimes, I tweeted this the other day, and it's just, it was reinforced by the Ryan thing. This is one of the things that feels so Avs, but sometimes these things that feel so Avs just don't happen for some reason.
Right. That's the thing. There's gonna be a move this summer where we're like, that was so Avs, and then it's not gonna be who we thought.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I hope it's Sharangovich. I think I think they can get him for relatively cheap and for
a second round pick for.
Yeah, and they get he's young. They've got his rights. He's got good numbers. It's just
he's a good skater.
But we'll see.
He just fits so well.
Maybe the Devils will come to their senses, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite as talented of a shooter as Burakovsky. Like his goals aren't just like skate in, bar down, like embarrass a goalie. He
Right.
scores in like he has that Paul Stastny thing. So remember that Paul Stastny thing where pucks would just find him in these
Yeah.
areas that were just like free goals. He kind of has that. He's got a really good shot, but it's not like Burakovsky. He just kind of has that thing that Paul Stastny has.
Yeah, this is a sick sweater. You see the sweater Matt Nieto's wearing? You can kind of see it.
Did see it, I believe.
That's a dope sweater.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at for the off season.
And then they signed Ivan Fedotov.
Sure.
I remember that was like a thing back in the day. But now he feels.
What is an Ivan Fedotov?
Ivan Fedotov is like one of the best goalers in the KHL, goaltenders in the KHL.
Oh, okay.
I think the Flyers still have his rights. I don't know, but I don't think he's going to come over.
Okay.
He's large.
That's the 2019 Stanley Cup playoff city. Wow, that's a good one. We can't get that anymore.
What?
His hoodie, Nieto's hoodie.
Oh, that was a 2019. Oh yeah, because it's got the old.
Yep.
Look, damn.
And then Emerson Edom's in that post too.
How did? I'm disappointed. That must have been one of those locker only things. Yeah, Ivan Fedotov, 26. Last year in the KHL, he put up 200 goals against average and a 919 save percentage. The year before, 221, 925.
Yeah. Good player.
Yep, pretty good player.
So yeah, so those are
in the Olympics, 161 and a 943.
Yeah, that's good playing. Yeah, it's good.
Never gonna happen.
So we've got tomorrow to just sit on our hands and be nervous about the Avs off season, and then hopefully Wednesday it gets going a little bit. Yeah, I hope the Avs have Igor Sharangovich by the end of tomorrow night.
That'd be cool.
And then they can fill in the rest on July 1st. So.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about it. The Avs aren't a big free agency splash team. You know what? They're probably their biggest free agency signing of recent memory was? Jonas Donskoy.
Yeah. Man, I would not mind him on a 1-by-1 or something.
If they could get him on a 1-by-1, I think that'd be fine.
Because if he feels like even playing again.
Yeah.
Concussions are no good. So I don't feel like I ever want to play again. And I'm 19. So
you're a golf man now.
I mean, I'm not good at it, but
join the club.
Beer league and stuff, but nothing more.
Yeah. Those beer leaguers, they're intense, man.
I have to get in a good beer league so that
there's no such thing.
I don't get smoked. There's better leagues.
That's true. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our return. Here. Let's real quick do a little. We'll do a little game before we go. What number does Ryan Johansen pick? Because he's not picking 92.
You're right. What did he wear in Columbus? 92.
Probably. Yeah, I'll look.
It's not 29 either. So.
Yeah, right.
He's SOL with those two numbers. He could just do like 93, or he could do 41. That wouldn't surprise me. That's half a 92.
Maybe. What did he wear? I wonder what he wore in juniors.
Yeah, see what he wore.
That seems to always be the thing. Okay? So he wore 36 for a little bit in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
And then he wore 19. 36. Oh, he was a Portland Winterhawk. Fucking sick.
Well, he can't wear 19.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's
that's the issue. He could wear 91.
Okay, yeah. So he wore 19 in juniors.
He can't wear 19.
Yeah, exactly. He wore 15 for Penticton in the BCHL.
15's open.
15 is very open.
36 is also available.
36, last worn by Liam O'Brien.
No. Anton Bleau.
Oh, right. That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
He played for the Avs last year.
I wonder if he's okay. I forgot about like what happened to him.
The Rangers just re-signed him.
Oh, that's good.
Good for him.
Ryan got into a fight with Belmar at the Stadium Series. Apparently, I have a coworker who's a Ducks fan. Apparently, they're not big fans of Ryan Johansen because he had beef with Ryan Kesler, and I'm like, good, fuck Ryan Kesler.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at them. They're going.
But yeah, I think that should about do it. There's a lot of stuff.
That was a shit fight. That was a shitty ass fight.
Oh yeah.
I don't like. They literally just dropped the gloves off the face off, and then Ryjo tackled him.
Yeah. Checks
He's
out.
not a big
Curtis McDermott lessons.
Yeah. Who did McDermott? It's New Hook that he gives lessons to, right?
It was just everyone. He gave Andreas Englund some lessons.
Well, and Andreas Englund kicked ass, so
yeah, he did.
I do wonder. He is a UFA. They might run it back with Englund, but
he was good, man. He's a great 8.
Yeah, he's a fine 8th guy. Yeah.
Even better, man. I would mind him as a 6, honestly. Just a personal thing. The guy's an NHL player, so
he's a fun player. All right.
I think that should about do it. There's a lot of stuff the Avs can do, just to reiterate, in trades and free agency. They've got to fill a few spots. They've got to fill 1 top 6 spot. They've got to fill 2 third-line spots, and they've got to fill.
Then we'll see whatever the hell they want to do with their 4th line, because they could make that 2 spots. They've really got 1 spot. They could make it no spots. To be completely honest, they could just re-sign Mulligan.
Well, before they re-sign. Yeah, everyone. You've got 4 bottom 6 spots that are up for grabs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, assuming New Hook is back.
And depending on what they want to do with Olofsson.
Yeah, I think that guy's 13, 14 forward.
Yeah.
He was for Dallas, unless he just wins the job in camp.
Yeah, I mean.
Which he could, man. That guy's, I watched him in the playoffs. He's got some game, so.
He's also big and fast.
He's fast, and he's got some decent hands, man.
You know what Jared Bednar likes? Big, fast, aggressive,
and with decent hands. Now he can't shoot. That's not what he does. He can't do it.
It's not a shooting thing.
Yeah. Not a shooter. That's okay. Just be big. Go to the net.
Maybe they should put Dennis Mulligan with Ryan Johansen, because if Ryan Johansen just wants to pass, that's fine with Dennis Mulligan. He's not going to do it.
He's not going to. No.
Yep.
The problem with that, though, is Dennis Mulligan, it's a muffin. Let's just be honest. It's a muffin.
It's not a very good shot.
No.
Yeah, no.
But that's okay. I mean, he doesn't need to pass, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to shoot either, because the goalie's just gone out of the net.
Right. The goalie vacates the net for him.
Yeah. Just out of respect.
Mm-hmm. For the best player in the NHL.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Dude, I can't believe we haven't heard anything about any talks between anybody.
Yeah, I mean, so Elliot Friedman went on today. So the Avs are still in on Compher.
That was one thing I
closed the door on Compher.
Yeah.
And then Elliot Friedman said today that the Avs gave the Jets a pitch on PLD.
Yeah.
And the Jets said no. So.
And the Avs said, "You guys are trash."
And the Avs said, "Go get Ryan Johansen." Oh, I have a nickname for Ryan Johansen.
Oh yeah, what is it?
So it's amazing. It's like his last name is just a first name and a last name. It's Joan Hansen.
Joan Hansen. It's not a bad one.
Joan Hansen.
By the way, it's a hard J. I've heard too many people call him Johansson, and I'm like, no.
It's Ryan. Well, it's just Joan Hansen. So.
He's from Canada, right?
I think he's an American.
No, it said he was born in BC.
Oh, okay.
God, that's so cool that he's a fucking Portland Winterhawk. That's sick. I like that. All right. Well, this is running a little bit long. It's okay. We'll get out of here.
Bye.
We might do draft day talk. I don't know. None of us really know that much about prospects, so
Potentially.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, I'm just here for that. Making trades.
Yeah, if they make a trade or something, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.